found out my partner was secretly visiting their ex across the country. It was a Tuesday morning, and I was packing my husband's lunch while our toddler smeared oatmeal on the kitchen table. He kissed the top of my head, like he always did, and said he'd be home late from work. Big presentation tomorrow, he added, adjusting his tie in the hallway mirror. The smell of his sandalwood cologne lingered after the door shut. Normal, routine, safe. But later, when I pulled his forgotten iPad off the charger to check the weather, a notification flickered. Flight confirmed, JFK to LAX, 5:15 p.m. My stomach dropped. He told me this trip was canceled. A lump formed in my throat as I swiped open his messages. There it was, threads with her. Lauren, his college girlfriend, the one he'd sworn he hadn't spoken to in years. The first red flag had been subtle, a new playlist full of songs from his early 20s, the kind he and Lauren used to bond over. Then came the work trips that always seemed to line up with her Instagram posts from LA. Sunset hikes, rooftop bars, art galleries I'd never heard him mention. When I'd asked about her last month, he'd laughed. "Why would I still care about someone from a decade ago?" he'd said, ruffling our son's hair. "I've got everything I need right here." I scrolled further. Flirty emojis, inside jokes about their old dorm, a photo of them grinning at a beach bonfire dated 3 days ago. He'd been wearing the same gray Henley he'd spilled coffee on during last week's client dinner. My hand shook. The iPad clattered onto the counter, waking our son. His confused cry snapped me back, and I mechanically picked him up, humming a lullaby I didn't recognize. That night I waited until our son was asleep, then confronted him. He froze in the doorway, suitcase still in hand. "It's not what you think," he said, voice cracking. "We're just friends. She's going through a divorce, and I wanted to help." But the excuses crumbled when I demanded his phone. There were hotel receipts, late-night calls, a draft email confessing he still wondered what if. I slept on the couch, clutching a pillow that smelled like him, my mind racing. How many lies had I swallowed? The family trips he'd postponed, the way he'd started criticizing my clothes, my hobbies, as if erasing parts of me made room for her. I vomited twice before dawn. Now, he's begging for therapy. Swears it was emotional, not physical. Says he'll cut her off. But all I see when I close my eyes is that photo of them, his arm around her waist, her head on his shoulder, both lit golden in the firelight. He looked happier than he'd been in years. I'm typing this from my parents' guest room. Our son thinks we're on a fun sleepover. My husband keeps texting apologies, but I can't bring myself to respond. Part of me still loves him. Part of me wants to burn every memory we ever made. And part of me wonders, did he ever stop loving her? TLDR. Discovered my husband secretly flew cross-country multiple times to reconnect with his ex. Now I'm questioning our entire marriage.